Hey guys, your game's here again. This is going to be with Tanjiro and Back in Time. So the way Tanjiro will go back in time is basically the fact that, Muzan would have had an upper rank demon, take place Kokushibo, a little bit before Tanjiro was born, like around a decade earlier. At this time, that Promoter was getting cocky, and even threatening Muzan's life, and Muzan didn't know this demon's, blood art could, technically kill Muzan. The thing is, if the demon was so precise with his blood demon art, if Muzan killed him, he rewrote time and he did not die. His ability, lightly, is like Izanagi. If he goes full power, he can warp time itself. And eventually Muzan did actually banish the demon, saying he won't kill him, but leave. And the demon's like, alright, sure, why not? You're all weak as hell anyway. So the demon left. And, the whole story goes the same, till Tanjiro was in, his mid-30s, which I assume he may have actually mastered every single sun-breathing technique. I assume in those, around, those 15, 20 years, he may have actually mastered sun-breathing completely, found out as much as he could about Yoriichi, got knowledge of sun-breathing, had a few kids with Kanao. So he got a few kids. I guarantee he's probably a mastered sun breathing. Eventually, Tanjiro was running through the woods one day with his random son, and we basically just see some demon confront him. Tanjiro immediately tells his kid to just run off. He'll handle the demon pretty swiftly. Tanjiro shuts the demon down, saying he didn't know there were any left alive. The demon will rush at Tanjiro in rage, saying, "I'll kill you for killing Muzan." Tanjiro sees to beat the brakes off this demon, as Tanjiro currently can probably kill Muzan with little to no effort. But eventually, the demon actually being defeated over and over again, but he keeps rewriting time and not dying. Eventually, he decides that Tanjiro is too dangerous to fight, so, as a result, he warps Tanjiro through time, and, this actually really does cost the demon all his power, making the demon die. And, that the demon sends Tanjiro back in time, and the demon killed himself in the future using his ability, so in the past, he dies currently. So, yeah. So, we go on to basically just, I guess we'd go to, just Tanjiro. Tanjiro was sent so far back in time that he is, barely able to walk around normally. So, Tanjiro was 15 in 15 or 16 in 1928 and 1929. So, kind of 15 years of that. Let me pause real quick. Well, Tanjiro, by the time that by the time he had been warped through time, he was in the 1940s, and actually a lot of technology had advanced throughout the world. And I assume Tanjiro may have actually traveled the world to find more about Yoriichi, and just to make sure no demons were left. I don't think demons were a Japan-only thing. I don't think that at all. So, at most, I think it could have covered the whole continent of Asia, and that's it. Think it's the most it would be. But, not the most, I think Japan would be the least, and then the whole world would be the most, but I don't think it goes the whole world, maybe a few countries, but that's about it. There's other demon kings, but Muzan was the strongest one, so he was the main threat. But yeah. So, Tanjiro does know a few things about the world that are now ruined, because now he's around 2 years old. And he kind of just goes through life per normal, up until the point of him being 17. Thing is, Tanjiro actually kind of did the sun-breathing dance with his dad, whose body was already prepared for the not flying thunder god, for the dance of the fire god. Because he actually did the dance with his dad constantly, and, eventually he actually said one of his birthday wishes was a wooden katana. So, Tanjiro had gotten a wooden katana, and proceeds to basically just use, he learns how to use all the techniques of water breathing and sun breathing that he can remember. It's going to take a large toll on his body, and it takes forever, but he's able to do so. Now, eventually we go on, and Tanjiro actually been going, kind of got a little full of himself in his physical abilities, point where we actually began delivering coal outside of, his town. He was fast enough and strong enough to run it that far. And he actually had a reputation of beating demons, not to death, but beating them to the point where they're down a few hundred, not 100 pounds. I almost said they're down a few I guess, well, Tanjiro strikes with 100,000 pounds of force, which actually would pin a demon down 4 hours on end. So, yeah. Tanjiro is basically able to defeat a demon with his bare hands and keep it unconscious till the daytime. Eventually, one day he gets back home as he just travels throughout the night unfazed. Gets home, seeing some demons, like he sees demons attacking. He's like, "No, damn it, I was too late." He attacks and just fights these demons, and they think Tanjiro's some weak kid. Tanjiro will then dance the fire god, hitting Muzan right in the neck, full force. Muzan sends flying back, and Tanjiro then says, "You ruined my life." Muzan says, "Do I know you, boy?" Tanjiro then says, "That damn time demon you let go put me here." Immediately, Muzan's like, "Wait, what?" And Muzan, he's smart enough to actually put together Tanjiro may have been someone who killed him in the future. It was just that time demon avenged him by sending Tanjiro back in time. Immediately, Muzan tried to kill Tanjiro, but seeing how strong Tanjiro is, he doesn't know that killing Tanjiro may be, not impossible. As Tanjiro currently is a little bit around Hashira level. He's trained constantly because he doesn't know that's what he has to do. He's around Hashira level, maybe one rank below Hashira. I'll check the ranks. So I put Tanjiro like around Kino rank, which is like yes, he's around Hashira level, but his body just can't really keep up with his skill at all times, so that does put him down a lot. Because he's only had himself to train with, and he kind of taught. Well, he already knew a few things that Rokudaki had learned, because once Tanjiro defeated Muzan, he learned the whole illusion thing in case there are more demons left. So Tanjiro can already do the whole illusion thing the moment Nezuko had woken up, did it on her, and then just threw a giant cloak over her, then put a bamboo in her mouth, saying, "Alright, then let's go." So yeah, him and Nezuko head out, and he already knows he's going to encounter Giyu. Now Giyu did notice that immediately that knows that Nezuko was a demon. So the moment Giyu went for a slash, he sees someone actually block his slash. He actually questions what did it, and he sees Tanjiro blocking the slash with an axe, or a little hatchet. And, not Tanjiro, Giyu had cut through most of the little hatchet because it wasn't too strong, but it's impressive enough that Tanjiro stopped it. Tanjiro smells like, "Oh, the water pillar Giyu." Giyu dashed away, asking how Tanjiro knows who he is, and Tanjiro then says, "As someone who kills demons myself, I know all the Hashira." Really, Giyu had attacked Tanjiro, saying, "Who are you then? If you're a demon slayer, I've never heard of you. You're able to block my attacks with even a hatchet." Tanjiro said he's not a demon slayer. He just wants someone who kills demons to protect his town. Immediately, Tanjiro had unsheathed his sword, his wooden sword, and Giyu would see Tanjiro began using Dance of the Fire God, but Giyu tried to think of it as fire breathing. No, it was way stronger than that. And Tanjiro began using it at full ability, and eventually he defeated Giyu, or not defeated him, which Giyu to his brink. Point where Giyu had to use dead calm ability. When Giyu tried to use it, he's hit in the gut by Nezuko, knocking him out. As Giyu had passed out, Tanjiro had caught him, saying, "Good job, Nezuko." She smiled, and Tanjiro had picked up Giyu and walked into the forest. Giyu had woken up in a cave to see Tanjiro, who actually gave Giyu his clothing as a blanket. And Tanjiro actually doing things a bit differently. Wait, pause real quick. So Tanjiro always having a thing of more or less just constant training, and just he knows what he should eat to keep up his physical strength and everything. His body is a lot better. So Tanjiro in stature is very similar to Gyome. Not Gyome, I mean, in terms of Genya. That's what I meant, Genya. If he was Gyome, that'd be insane. He's more like he's more like Genya, so a pretty buff and tall build. Because Genya, by the time we see him in at the end of the first season, I believe he's 6 feet tall, and I'm pretty sure he's younger than Tanjiro. I think he may be around Nezuko's age, but yeah. But we should go on to see Tanjiro, who had talked to Giyu. And Tanjiro does know Giyu is the only person he can trust. Plus, Giyu has been questioning Tanjiro a lot. Tanjiro had told Nezuko to cover her ears and go to sleep, and she went to sleep, just not covering her ears. And Tanjiro didn't know if she couldn't hear him. Tanjiro told Giyu his whole story, and Giyu was shocked to hear that Tanjiro had basically had this kind of counter with Giyu not in canon, but I guess in canon, he didn't say canon in his previous lifetime. But it was just, he was insanely strong, and in this one, because, he got sent back in time. And when he actually heard about Tanjiro's strength, Giyu goes through and he's heard of Muzan and asks Tanjiro, How easily could you have beaten Muzan as an adult? Tanjiro says, I doubt I would even need to use breath styles. You heard that? He's like, oh, you're that strong. What about me? Tanjiro said, you died relatively young. He was like, so I didn't die against Muzan. How'd I die? Tanjiro said the Demon Slayer mark took a deep toll on him, so that's what killed him. And Gi was like, oh, I understand. So, yeah. Tanjiro also told Gi that there's no reason he should feel responsible for what happened to Sabito and that girl's name. I forgot. I was about to say that I forgot it. Screw it. And Tanjiro basically said that, well, he was trained by the ghosts of those two. It was just, well, they didn't give him a message, but he does know that they actually feel great sadness that Gi feels the way he does. Gi with that actually cheers up, and actually does restore a bit of a personality besides being emo, so, yeah. Tanjiro would head over through the landscape, and he gets to the whole castle with Nezuko walking alongside him. And actually saved the people that were in the temple before the demon eats them. Like, as he about to, his head just falls to the ground, and Tanjiro caught it, saying, like, alright then, that was it. And some people here actually thank Tanjiro, and we see Tanjiro began walking through the mountains even more, and had found Urokodaki. Daki said, you're the time traveler Gi mentioned, aren't you? And Tanjiro said, he doesn't know how to keep his mouth shut, I guess. Urokodaki said, well, you know me. I don't know you. Tell me your story. Tanjiro basically gave a quick rundown, and Urokodaki's like, oh, so I taught you for 1 year, and you're already that strong to beat everyone there. I was like, yeah, but basically. With this, well, eventually Tanjiro just trained for 6 months with Urokodaki. Urokodaki is helping Tanjiro invent his own technique. Tanjiro can do it, it's just Tanjiro doesn't know what to do. So Tanjiro basically just trains with Urokodaki for 6 months, and Urokodaki actually is able to see that Tanjiro's skills are proven that he's insanely powerful. So with this, we basically see Urokodaki who sent a message over to, well, the Hashira mainly. He sent the message, well, the person that actually intercepted it was not Giyu, it was Rengoku. Rengoku got the message from the crow, and, well Iguro asked what the message was. And this says regarding my pupil, Water Pillar Urokodaki. Now, immediately they ask Giyu what this is about, and Giyu's like, no, it's not me, someone way stronger. Talks them all, asks him about Sabito and Makomo, who says her name. He's like, nope, those were dead. He gets a new one. They read the letter out loud, and they hear how strong Tanjiro is, and just, well, without training as a proper demon slayer, and training for 6 months with him, with Urokodaki, Tanjiro's already proven to be Hashira level in power, and that Tanjiro should be promoted to at least Kino if he takes the exam. Just give him a few missions to prove his power, and then he should become a Hashira. And he has a select few people to actually join us on his quest. For the next 6 months, he'll be wandering around the world and finding these people. And also, he has a message for a certain Sanemi. So, with that, Sanemi reads the back of the paper, and there's a message saying, make sure Genya stays away from demons. He wants to eat them. Or he'll try to eat them. Immediately, Sanemi said this, saying, what the hell? And immediately ran out, saying he'll find his brother soon. Tanjiro knows immediately where he is. Tanjiro kind of just remembers a lot of stories his friends told them, and from some stories that he's heard from Genya, he didn't know Genya for long. In canon, he didn't know him for that long, but he knew a bit of where he knew a few things. Around this time, he assumes he knows where Genya is and goes to find him. So, yeah. What Tanjiro does, well, for 6 months, he goes out to find Inosuke. He found Inosuke pretty fast. Inosuke asked who Tanjiro is, and Tanjiro told Inosuke someone who will help him be the strongest as possible, and someone who will help him avenge his mother. Inosuke heard this, asking how do you know my mother? Tanjiro gives Inosuke the whole time travel story, and Inosuke being Inosuke kind of buys it, so, yeah. And then there's Zenitsu. So, they head through the forest, and Inosuke, she learns, to adapt to some of Tanjiro's abilities, getting a lot stronger. With this, they find Zenitsu, they find him, and he's training with Jigoro. Tanjiro, she does actually want Jigoro to live because Zenitsu was deeply hurt by this. It was development, sure, but seeing his friend in pain hurt him more. So he sits him down, tells him his time travel story, and about how Jigoro had died by seppuku. But he did it alone, so he just died slowly and painfully. Jigoro asks why he committed seppuku, and he talks about Kaigaku being so despising of Zenitsu that he wanted to become a demon just to get stronger. And that Zenitsu actually became so strong that he killed Kaigaku in Upper Moon with his bare hands and only his own blade. By the way, I don't know if you guys could tell, but I'm mentioning time travel. If you guys can't tell anything about this, because I'm mentioning time, you should assume it's relative to manga. Because I'm doing a whole rundown until like the end of the entertainment district arc, so I don't spoil the manga too much because Demon Slayer's kind of hot right now. So I'll give you guys a bit of a break on that. But for entertainment district, I'm kind of just gonna speed run it until the fight with Daki and Gyutaro. So yeah. But we'll move on to see Tanjiro, who's able to more or less get Zenitsu on his side. And Jigoro understands that Kaigaku, despite Zenitsu that much, he's willing to become a demon over accepting the fact that Zenitsu is the way he is. Zenitsu feels bad for Kaigaku, but Tanjiro says, don't feel bad. Get so strong that Kaigaku cannot do anything else besides accept you're strong. Zenitsu kind of smiles, and Tanjiro then says that he also knows a breath style that made all of the breath styles. So when he tries, he's probably going to be able to help with Zenitsu's abilities. Now, this Jigoro actually moved back into Hashira headquarters to keep training Zenitsu. And Rokudake actually move back in just to keep an eye on Tanjiro, because he wants to see how fast Tanjiro can regress. I assume all the Hashiras have like their own little estates. Like there's Butterfly Estate. I assume there may be like a Stone Estate, Water Estate, all the estates that they have. So yeah. So with that, Rokudake moves in with Giyu, and then we basically just see Jigoro kind of move in, but with like I guess there would be a space, because I don't think Karen Goku would live there. I think he'd live with his brother and dad. So Jigoro takes over that area, and he deems it the training ground for everyone. So yeah. Now with this, well, they all see Tanjiro in the flesh, and Tanjiro looks exactly like this. He looks just like this, long hair and everything. So yeah, long hair and everything. That looks like that. Tanjiro doesn't really care about his appearance, and both guys want about Nezuko. She spent time here training with everyone. Not spend time there, but she put time with her Daki training, mainly with hand-to-hand combat and not illusions, so to say, but mainly like just mental control. And Tanjiro was actually able to learn Gyu's ability of like dead calm, point where he kind of just made his own technique, and he called it. Pause real quick. So Gyu has dead calm. Tanjiro has violent current. Violent current does basically just like a barrage of like attacks with just the blunt end of your sword or the back end of it. Then eventually, as your body's being worn down, it ends with very, very swift and painful slices to your whole body, to your point where you're cut to pieces. So, yeah. So with this, we basically just see everyone train Tanjiro for 6 months, including Nezuko, who trains. And Tanjiro's eventually able to get her to speak, but barely. It's very broken sentences. And Tanjiro, actually, during this time, well, during 6 months, he occasionally left, like a month on end, to go find Genya. And eventually he's able to find Genya, as Sanemi had helped him each time he left, and with those two combined, they were able to find him. So found him, Genya asked Tanjiro why he was looking for him, and Tanjiro gave the whole Tanjiro story, but only to Genya. So yeah. Now with this, we fast forward to the entrance exam, and Tanjiro and everyone else are extremely powerful. Like, their powers are like what they are in the entertainment district, and then we have like Genya, who's as strong as he is if he uses his demon abilities, because he eats demons. But yeah, he's encouraged not to, but instead is encouraged to use his guns more often. So yeah. But Tanjiro's like a lot stronger than everyone there. He's actually officially Hashira level. Like he's at the point where going to the strongest pillars being Gyomei. In order, I believe it would be Gyomei, Gyomei, Iguro, Sanemi, and Muichiro. Those four. Tanjiro can compare more to Sanemi, who's his third strongest. So yeah. He's kind of unlocking the verge of his see through world ability. He's almost there to unlocking that. Yeah, so through the whole forest thing. Well, through the forest, Tanjiro walked through it, finding the biggest guy there. Not biggest guy, but I guess finding the demon he killed in canon, and talks about how the people that Rokodaki had killed, Rokodaki actually told Tanjiro to kill him. Now, with that, the demon is funny, saying that Tanjiro is so small and he thinks he could kill him. Tanjiro reveals he's a Hashira. And he's used only in this force to kill him specifically. The demon immediately nervous, tries to retreat, but Tanjiro appeared in front of him, and the demon's head falls right off. Tanjiro refuses to give a demon like this mercy, but does acknowledge his backstory is very sad. Tanjiro does say that the demon could live a different life if the world didn't hand him such cruel cards of fate. Now with that, well, mainly I guess the common Boho squad, they wiped out the entire forest themselves. And Kane and Tanjiro are already dating, because Tanjiro's able to convince her to date him, so, yeah. But with this, we go on and just see their first missions go out. Tanjiro's team consists of him, Genya, Inosuke, and Zenitsu. And Zenitsu is very, 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 very powerful. Like, he's a point where, he's able to use a bit of his ability without, he's able to use, a few forms of breathing. Like, he learned 3 forms, but he can only use the other 2 while unconscious. Only use 2 of them while conscious. The first form is the only one he can't use them consciously. So yeah. So that we just see Tanjiro, who ended up going on, and they proceed to. I guess they proceed to go on and defeat all their opponents. The demons that were in that one town connecting women. Zenitsu was so enraged he did it himself. He killed them all the moment he saw them. Then we go on to the next mission, being the well, I guess most missions will go the same to Tanjiro and Muzan in the street randomly with Genya. And the moment Muzan saw Tanjiro, he's able to tell Tanjiro a lot stronger. He felt this aura of power emanating off Tanjiro that he never wanted to encounter. Muzan actually began shivering at Tanjiro's presence. And Tanjiro said, "You should go on, have a nice day with your daughter. I'll kill you on my own time. Right now, I simply don't feel like killing you." They push his Muzan to the ground, and Muzan realizes that Tanjiro is taking him lightly of his own regard, and he has a right to do so. Muzan asked that Tanjiro had a right to push him aside like he was nothing. In a short amount of time, Tanjiro will surpass Muzan pretty easily. That eventually we go to see Tanjiro, who eventually is able to basically find the demon doctor lady, I forgot her name, and her assistant, who's very creepy and weird. So with this, we go on and to see the eye hand demons and the ball demon. I'm pretty sure it was some eyeballs. I'm pretty sure that's what they're called. But yeah, the forearm demon and the eyeball demon. They attack Tanjiro. They attack Tanjiro and Genya, because Genya and Tanjiro are the ones on the mission. So Genya says he'll handle the one with 4 arms. Tanjiro will handle the one with eyes. Tanjiro is actually able to somewhat see the arrows and where they're about to go, which shocks the demon doctor. Tanjiro is actually able to avoid one of the arrows at one point, and he throws something to the demon, where he actually grabs his neck and tears his head clean off. And he throws it into a tree hard enough to actually make the demon get stunned. Then Tanjiro basically begins slicing his body at insane levels. Then Tanjiro tore the head off, cutting certain parts of his body once his head was reattached. Don't let the demon's head actually begin to fully get back on. Tanjiro cut the head off again, and it was permanent. Obviously, again, just out muscling the forearm demon in just sheer power. It kicked the ball. It threw a ball at Genya. Genya just caught it and threw it back at quadruple the power. So yeah. And with that, we move on to the house, the demon house. They have these kids, and this time Genya, Tanjiro, and Inosuke. So yeah, guys are worrying about Kanao. She's busy just at the butterfly estate. She trains with Nezuko occasionally, and Nezuko actually builds up like a poison endurance. It's the point where like Shinobu's poisons are almost ineffective on her. Like it'd be the point where not Tanjiro, but like you know how big Shinobu is, like 4'11". Um, Nezuko would have to consume a 4'11" vat of poison to even die. She'd have to consume all that poison to die. So yeah, but the house demon. Or the ex-Emperor Moon demon. So Tanjiro, Inosuke, and Genya go into the house, and they wipe out the demons with no effort. Tanjiro eventually gets the last demon, and Tanjiro actually does say he knows his backstory, and demons are very sad and move on to the bastard for doing that to him. But Tanjiro does say he'll let him to the afterlife in a peaceful way. Demon immediately goes to be on his drum, but Tanjiro already appeared in front of him, cutting off his arms and then cutting off his head. Tanjiro had basically just kind of comforted him, and with that we move on to the I guess the next arc would be like the spider demon arc, but that's really just Tanjiro washing through the arc with like it's nothing. Hell, Inosuke can walk through the arc like it's nothing. Kana can watch through it like it's nothing. Nezuko can watch through it like it's nothing. All of them can. The whole comic book squad can watch through it like it's nothing. So yeah. So I'm gonna say on this mission personally, it's probably just I'm gonna say Genya and Inosuke because they were the best in this one. So those combined will wipe out all the demons. So I guess Rui and Inosuke is able to defeat Rui, but barely, and it does leave him in the hospital for a long time. Obviously, Genya, who's able to defeat the father demon by basically keeping him restrained until daytime and kill the spider demons, all the other ones, leaving only Inosuke to defeat Rui and the sister demon. So yeah. And with this we go on and see them at the not butterfly estate, but at the Hashira household. Not Hashira household, but the whole area where they are in canon, where Tanjiro is mainly. But since Tanjiro isn't really restrained, he is just chilling. Yep. Chilling in the butterfly estate with Kanao. Or Kane. I forgot her name. Make sure I get it. So Kanao. So he's kind of hanging out with Kanao. Till eventually, we go on to the next arc would be Mugen Train. Tanjiro already knows what happens, and actually does insist on Rengoku not going. But Rengoku's like, no, I'm gonna go. So Tanjiro's like, alright then, fine. So Tanjiro goes, Rengoku goes, and Tanjiro actually insists on another Hashira go alongside him, but does tell Tengen to keep a close eye on his wives. A very close one. So the ones that go on the mission would be him. So the ones that go on the mission would be interesting. This arc, I can actually end that here by basically just having Zenitsu and Tengen basically just keep a close eye on the wives. And at this point, Zenitsu may actually be able to defeat Daki single-handedly while conscious. Then unconscious, he's not going to be able to defeat Gyutaro, but Gyutaro with Demon Zenitsu, very impressive. But Zenitsu and Tengen combined, well, you have a force to be reckoned with. So yeah. So those are basically keeping close watch on Tengen's wives, and then eventually Kanao comes along and helps as well. We have Tanjiro, Inosuke, Rengoku, and Giyu heading on the Mugen Train mission. This mission most of it goes the same, and even the dream thing. But Tanjiro doesn't stay asleep. When the kid tries to go in the dreams, Tanjiro hits him in the chest very swiftly, knocking him out, saying that the kid chose the wrong demon slayers. Tanjiro's friends had woken up easily, and with that, they defeat the demon, the one that kind of controlled the train. Until Akaza arrived. They defeat all the demons until Akaza arrived, then at least Akaza versus Rengoku. Now, Rengoku actually does get the brakes beat off of him by Akaza, but the moment that Akaza was about to kill Rengoku, Tanjiro jumped up and kicked Akaza's hand as hard as possible, sending it flying. Sending his arm not his arm flying off, but his arm sent flying in the air. And that kind of would indicate his whole arm would have been broken. His arm suddenly heals, and now Tanjiro had pulled out his sword, as we see Giyu and Rengoku combined, and they begin actually rushing at Akaza, trying to defeat him. These combined are actually able to not kill him, but give him a run for his money, to the point where they fight to a stalemate, with Tanjiro joins in alongside Inosuke. Everyone combined, they fight Akaza to a standstill, and they all pass out just through their body being exhausted and out of energy. Well, not Tanjiro, but Akaza escapes, barely. So with this, we just move on to the Enchantment District arc, but, well, Tengen's wives are not missing, but now they actually know where Daki is, and they can't find Yutaro, but Tanjiro comes up with a quote-unquote theory about how they work. He says encountered a few demons like this if they weren't that strong, but if they are, it's like this. Like, okay, cool. We have to kill Daki, which not kill, but we have to defeat Daki to lower Yutaro. And Tanjiro says that him and Zenitsu should be able to do it himself. So Zenitsu was able to actually push back Daki a lot to the point where Yutaro comes out. And when Yutaro comes out, quickly his back is slashed open by Tengen, which leads to, well, Yutaro versus Tengen, and, well, Daki versus Zenitsu. Fight ends with the Demon Slayer winning, and the thing is, Tengen only lost one eye, nothing more. As in, no one dies in this arc, I'm pretty sure. I forgot if there's, like, any important death, but I'm pretty sure there isn't. Only just Tengen losing his arm and leg. Not arm. Yeah, not leg, but his arm and an eye, so. There's a hand, not arm, but a hand and an eye. That's really all he loses. Pause real quick. So for the Swordsmith Village, I kind of forget the base of that arc, but I'm pretty sure it's more or less a focus on other Demon Slayers. Which I'm pretty sure the next arc would probably be the hideout on the castle for Muzan. But I'm gonna go for that real quick. So the Swordsmith Village arc would mainly play out the same way. It's just Tanjiro and everyone trained insanely hard, and they never break their swords. So yeah, they all train insanely hard. Well, Tanjiro eventually would reach levels surpassing all the Hashira, and I'd honestly put him on par with, well, above most Upper Moons besides Kokushibo. Kokushibo may be the only demon alive besides Muzan who can stop Tanjiro. And Gyomei even admits this out loud, like Tanjiro may be the only person to may be able to defeat the first two Upper Moons. Well, not first two, but be able to defeat Muzan in the first Upper Moon. So yeah. With this, we have the raid, and with everyone turning Tanjiro constantly. Well, we see Mitsuri and Iguro being a lot stronger. So when they fight Hatengu together, well, they're actually able to defeat him, like in canon. The thing is, they didn't die. They particularly will use a bit of, well, he actually did encourage them to learn sun breathing from him, and they're all able to use a brief bit of it. That Mitsuri and Iguro use a bit of their first only, like, this is the only time they're able to use sun breathing. They've only done it together. It's the first time ever using it. They only knew steps of it, but they use it, and with a combined attack, they're able to use to kill Hatengu, or Hentengu. We go on then to see the other guy, that guy with the weird face, versus Muichiro. Muichiro defeated him pretty easily. And then we move on to see, like, Gyomei versus Kokushibo, but Kokushibo, well, he deems Gyomei incredibly strong, but I'm just focused on Doma right now. We have a much stronger Rengoku and much stronger Gyude fighting against the same Akaza. And that they're actually able to defeat him, but Akaza does say that they're both really honorable people, and he wishes he was like them. So, yeah. But Tanjiro will look at Doma as he sees Shinobu, Kanao, and Inosuke fighting him, and Inosuke proves to be incredibly strong. Now, Shinobu didn't fill her body up with poison in this one, so she's about to be defeated, killed, more or less. We would see basically just Kanao use one of her other breathing styles, like the one with her eye. Use that which really weakened Doma. Tanjiro immediately pulled Shinobu to safety, then handed her a bottle, saying, "Get that in his mouth." She knew what it was, as Tanjiro had actually kept that just in case this would happen. With that, we'll see Shinobu rush right at Doma with the bottle open, but her thumb's holding it closed. This confuses Doma on what this is, so he goes to basically just tear her arm off. But she goes to Inosuke and dodges the arm being torn off. Inosuke would grab it, and then throw it to Kanao, who kicks it right into his mouth, and makes Doma chug the poison. So yeah, that kills Doma. That, all the Upper Moons are defeated, and all the Hashira are still alive from their fights. One to the left is Kokushibo. Well, Tanjiro says he's gonna go fight Muzan. Kokushibo suddenly attack Tanjiro, but Tanjiro would display his ability to use every single ability of sun breathing, and his powers are amped by a lot, being on par with full power Muzan. Eventually, he does put Kokushibo on his knees. Kokushibo's just in terror, And Tanjiro then said that he'll go on to go and defeat Muzan. Full Cloud Muzan and Tanjiro fight. Tanjiro proves to be on par with him. And Tanjiro is a very threatening opponent in Muzan's eyes because Tanjiro's still treating him like he's nothing. But eventually Tanjiro begins pushing his ability to its limits just to give Muzan a quote-unquote bit of respect. But eventually he had used his Breath of Fire God, killing Muzan completely, and not turning into Demon King Tanjiro. He already knew that happened and avoided most ways, up until it led to him killing Muzan. Now Muzan's dead. Nezuko does turn human, and everything else more or less plays out with it going the same way after Demon Slayer. The thing is, there's no time warping demon. So, yeah. I thought this would have was sloppy, but I kind of just wanted to get it out, so, yeah. Alright, goodbye.